Meeting Basic Needs is apparently a series now. I have an email that I write to my friends who are about to have children. And for the person who's not nursing or not doing most of the feeds, here's my advice. There's always something you can do. If it's easier for your partner to just pop a boob out and nurse the baby and then they go back to sleep, that's so great. That means that in the middle of the night or before bed, you can make sure that they've got ice water next to their bed. They've got granola bars. Every time they wake up, you can give them a little pat and a kiss and say, oh, thank you. When they wake up for the morning and they've nursed and then they don't fall back asleep, that's when it's your turn. Tag, you're it. Get the baby up, leave the bedroom, let your partner sleep. When your partner needs to go take a shower, get the baby out of the house. They do not want to hear that crying while they take the 30 minutes that nobody's touching them and they just soak under all of this new shit and new needs and new life. Give them the time. When I was becoming a parent, the mental shift that happened from having autonomy to somebody needing me all the time, it was earth-shattering. It rocked me to my core. My partner took a breastfeeding class with me, and every time I needed something, he was there to feed me. If I was fed, the baby was fed. And learn to soothe your kid. Just laying down reclined and hugging them. Stand up, throw a ball at their belly. Pretend to eat their toes. Put on Daniel Tiger. Throw them in the stroller. Take them for a 30-minute walk around the neighborhood. Put on a YouTube video of cute animals. Put them on your shoulders. Go, ha, ha, ha. Babies love that. Every time you do an intentionally half-assed shitty job and then literally launch the baby at them when they get out of the shower, they lose confidence in you. They lose confidence in you valuing their time, and they know their kid's just going to be sad and crying the entire time that they try to meet their own needs. I'll just do it later. I'll just forget it. I'll do it. If you don't step up and try your best and put your partner's needs up there, she's going to resent the shit out of you and you're going to end up a single dad.
I got overwhelmed, so I did the rat thing, and I put my 10-month-old in his crib, and I shut the door. I came downstairs to eat my lunch. I figured I'll eat it, 5 or 10 minutes to myself. My husband came down after about 2 minutes, said, why's the baby crying? Like, I needed a break. He works from home. I wasn't about to go interrupt his workday. He goes, okay, I'm going to go get him. Okay. Not even 2 minutes after that, he comes back down, holding the baby. Tries to give him to me.
If I say what I want to say, the way I want to say it, then that's why You're Not Married Brigade will come into my comments. There's women out there who die because of this. The default parent syndrome. I used to wonder, do they not see it? I used to ask myself, how can they not see this is a problem? They know. I've already made a video about this. Multiple. In fact, I could turn this into a series. Having a child with a cisgendered, heterosexual male sounds terrifying. Even when you think they're helping, they're actually helping you slowly lose your mind. I don't even want to call this weaponized incompetence anymore. This is another level. It's like reaching out your hand to help someone and then stinging them with a needle. Very bizarre.
All right, I've got this theory about why women file for divorce. Go with me. Okay, picture this. A man and a woman meet and they fall in love and they get high on a drug called love and they're like, oh my God, I want to move to Kent with you and have a baby. And that's what they do. And the woman grows the baby in her body because it's magic for nearly a year. And then at the end she goes, here's a baby that you own 50% of. And the man will put his name on the baby even though he did hardly any of the work. Meanwhile, the woman is stuck on the sofa with a baby on her tit because babies like to eat tit food and they're too lazy to drive to Nando's. And she'll realise, oh my God, I'm in a hostage situation. To get out of this hostage situation would cost me £1,200 in childcare. I know what I'll do. I'll have another baby. So she has another baby. Cut to 3 to 5 years later, they're both at nursery and school or whatever. And she's like, I'm going back to the office. I need my identity back. So she'll walk into the office and she'll spring open the doors and she'll be like, hey girls, I'm back. But all the girls have gone. The intern she hated is now her boss. And the office is full of 18 to 21-year-olds talking about Doja Cat and Megan Thee Stallion. She's like, I miss my babies. I know. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to set up an Etsy store selling vegan candles out of our spare room. So that's what she does. Also, she's driving to the schools twice a day. She's an Uber driver. She's making all the food for 3 different pallets in the household 3 times a day. She's a chef. She's picking up the Amazon packages, picking up the prescriptions. She's a personal assistant. She's doing the washing. She's a housekeeper. And then the husband will be like, hey babe, we ain't done it in a while. And she'll be like, have you got energy to want sex? And then she'll realise, fuck, I'm doing all the work. And he'll be like, I want to help, I'm a modern man. Can you write me a list of things that you want me to do in a house I own 50% of? And she'll be like, have I just picked up another job as a project manager? But she'll write the list because she's a dickhead. It's late and it just seems easier than getting into an argument. But with every list that she writes, her pussy dries out more and more because there's one thing a woman doesn't want to do, and that is fuck a man, baby. And then at some point in the future, she'll be so exhausted, on the brink of a nervous breakdown. And she'll look at the 3 leeches that reside in her household, and she'll be like, which one of these cunts can I legally get rid of without going to prison? And that's a lovely story about why Daddy lives in Uncle Phil's spare room. Good night.
And I'm not like other women. I believe in equality. That's why I help my husband around the house. Despite that, he's constantly nagging me and telling me I'm not doing enough. If it doesn't interfere with my work schedule, I will drive the kids to soccer. Once or twice a month, I'll mow the lawn on the weekend. In fact, if he gives me a list, I will go and get groceries. Or I'll babysit the kids and he can go get groceries. Get some personal time. Once in a while, I do my own laundry. I clean up the garage, which is my space. And get this, when he goes out and buys all the supplies and tells me where to hang it, I hang pictures for him. And yet he has the audacity to say that I'm not helping him at home. Listen, we both work and I come home and I help him. He literally does all of the easy stuff, like planning, anticipating the family's needs. But if he just sets a list out and tells me what he needs me to help him with, and instead of talking to me with some abrasive tone, just reminding me gently, I'd be a lot happier to help him. And honestly, sometimes he's so frigid, he's lucky I help at all.
Women look at their parents' marriages and see their mum doing most of the housework and the childcare and running the home, and women think, I don't want that. Men look at their parents' marriages and see their mum doing most of the house chores and the work and the childcare, and see their dad sitting down with a newspaper or having a meal and mowing the grass and taking the bins out, and they think, I want that.
Hey babe, I think you've been forgetting to wash some of my stuff. Yeah, I didn't forget. Yeah, it's been dirty for the last couple days. Yeah, I stopped putting it in the dishwasher. You did what? I stopped washing it. What are you talking about? Remember a month ago when I said I felt neglected and abandoned when it came to the mutual chores, especially the dishes, maybe? And you admitted that you forget about them every night, and then you wash a few dishes for me, and then you want a pat on the back for helping me, which is not only incorrect, but incredibly disrespectful. I just don't understand. Well, I said that if nothing changed, I wasn't going to wash your dishes anymore, and then you said that you would do better, but just like all the other times, you changed for about 24 hours, and then it's back to the old habits. What are you even talking about? I'm talking about how you're going to wash your dishes now. This is so petty. You're already doing the dishes. Why can't you just wash a few of mine? Because it's not my job. But you're already doing the job. You're going to be that passive aggressive and leave my 2 things in the sink that would only take you 10 seconds to wash? Okay, but if it only takes 10 seconds, then you could have already washed them in the time that we had this conversation. That's completely missing the point. The point is we didn't assign this job to me. We didn't decide I was going to wash all the dishes. So therefore, this is a mutual chore, one that you have admitted to abandoning, even though I explicitly explained my feelings about that. So you're punishing me. How is me not doing something that's not my responsibility punishing you? I honestly can't believe that you're so selfish about this. You know what I know? Here's what I know. Irresponsible, immature people will always find a way to blame the consequences of their neglect on someone else. This conversation is so stupid. Hey. Jimmy? Huh? What? Did you need me to wash this for you? No, I got it, babe. You do so much around here. I got this. Oh, thanks, babe.
I've come to the conclusion that men use pregnancy and motherhood as a means of domesticating women. They fantasize about their wives tucked away in the suburbs with a baby anchoring her to the spot, while they go out and keep enjoying their lives as full human beings and not just fathers. Which is also why a lot of men get really unhappy when women say they don't want children. They can't imagine women who don't have any obligations to a baby, or even women who engage with their sexuality not for procreation but just for pleasure. Which is also why a lot of people see an unwanted pregnancy as a punishment for wayward behavior. Whenever we're talking about women's rights to reproductive health and to ending unwanted pregnancies, how many people do you hear saying that that's what they get for behaving in such and such a way? People want women to go through these unwanted pregnancies as a way to teach them a lesson, because that's what babies are supposed to do, put women in their place.
You're leaving for hunting today, so what does that mean for me? What does that mean for me that you're leaving for hunting today for 10 days? That means that all of the laundry is just shoved everywhere so you can scent free your stuff. So now I gotta pick up all this mess. What else does that mean? That means for the next 10 days, I have to take care of everything. Chores, house, school, kids, work, cross country, you name it. So I hope you have a super good
Got tagged in that one a couple of days ago, but watch.
I couldn't hear you. I said our brains think differently. So right now, as I'm putting towels away, about to go to my job, I'm thinking, what are the kids gonna have for cold lunch tomorrow on their first day of school? Then my brain says, we don't have bread. Then my brain says, I don't know when I'm gonna get bread, because I literally work nonstop until 3:30. Then I have cross country until 4:30. Then I have horse lessons until 7:30. When am I gonna get lunch stuff? So I'm thinking right now, like literally 24 hours in advance, I'm gonna go get bread. You're thinking about like 5 minutes from now.
On average, women are doing 2.5 times the amount of domestic labor at home than their male counterparts. They're also doing different types of things. My mom always referred to herself as a domestic engineer, and that's exactly what she was. Navigating how you're going to fit all of the pieces of your life together to build something nice for your kids, for you and your partner. It's work, it's hard, it's grueling, it takes up space in your brain, and it costs us a lot. About half of American households are dual income. Yet still women are doing more domestic labor at home, and they're doing the navigating, the engineering, and the planning, the anticipating of family needs. And earning more does not mean women are doing less, it's the opposite. Take a second and look at this. These are all of the tasks that it takes to run a household. It's from the Fair Play deck. I am a certified Fair Play facilitator. Carrying the mental load for your family is costing you somewhere. Your career, your partnership, your wellness, your sense of self. Where is it costing you? If you have ever told yourself it's just easier if I do it myself, it's not. It's costing you. It's taking away from you. Your needs are worth advocating for. Your rage is justified. If you related to her video, start saying no. Also get these books. You better freaking do it.
One of the most common things you'll ever hear from a progressive heterosexual couple is, yeah, she does more of the cleaning, but it's because she likes it that way. I've even heard, she loves cleaning. If I don't want my house that clean, why should I be the one to clean it? She has different standards to me. Now, this argument is based on rationality and is a form of what I would call vague societal gaslighting that people don't even know they're engaging in, because people aren't aware of how deep gender roles really go. Let me explain. It seems logical to go, well, I have this standard of living. I'm happy if the floors aren't clean every single day or the bed isn't made. So why should I be the one to make the bed and clean the floors in the dynamic? How do you come to a reasonable compromise as a couple? It seems like an individual couple's kind of issue. Why does it then come up so often? I know that so many of you will be going, this is my partner, or these are my friends. You've heard this before. So I try to explain it like this. For women, we have so much internalized guilt and shame around our domestic capabilities. That's because we're given little toy vacuum cleaners and little toy kitchens, and we're taught throughout our entire childhood that we are going to be valued based on our looks and our ability to be domestic goddesses, as well as our fertility. Men are just not taught this or exposed to this. Think of every film you see, every book you read, your own parents, your grandparents. It's modeled to women that this is something that we will be valued for predominantly and that we should value ourselves for. So no one is inherently born genetically to enjoy cleaning, and no one is inherently born to enjoy a cleaner house. That's not something you're born into when you're born with like a vagina. It's socialized. So women are going to be much more attuned to the fact that if a guest comes over and the house isn't in a good state, it will be the woman who is more likely to be judged for that than the man. And she is cripplingly aware of that fact. Women are the ones who feel like they have to clean for the cleaner. It might not be overt, but we are aware that our domestic capabilities are something we are judged for. So it's easy to say, oh, well, she just cares more about it. I don't care, so I'm not going to do it. But that is a gross simplification of the matter. Why does she care? Why is it important? And what are you actually getting away with when you say, I don't care? Because it's a privilege not to have to care about those things.